that, let me pin that. Show me where your friends at, we can flip that. Let me put you on the game. 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 Show you where the red at, where the blue at. Show you where they flip that, where they bitch at. Let me put you on the game. Let me put you on the game. Let me put you on the game. Let me put you on the game right now.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And as you can see, the sun is setting over downtown. That means it's time for me to cook. And what I want to talk about today is how women never really love you. I repeat, women never really love you. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about in the context of a relationship, all right? So we're not talking about your mother, okay? Your mother loves you, all right? Your family, for the most part, if women in your family, they're gonna love you, okay? That's love you can trust. If you have female friends, so long as you didn't sleep with them, because once you sleep with them, you change the game, you change the dynamics. Now, at that point, it's more like a friends with benefits, aka a relationship, right? But as long as you don't sleep with them, your female friends, they love you. So when I say women don't love you, I'm not talking about all women. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm talking about in the context of relationships and marriages. Now, they love you for that time period where you're their boyfriend. They love you for that time period where they're your husband. But let me tell you something. When you break up, all that's going to change. When you break up, all that's going to change. It's going to be like the show Arthur, Jekyll and Hyde.
Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde, Hyde, Jekyll. Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde. Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde, Hyde, Jekyll. Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde.
That's how it's gonna be. Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll. She gonna turn green. Her neck gonna start sprinting around like the Exorcist, and she gonna completely change up on you. Y'all gotta understand that. Now, she loved you again, like I said, for that time y'all were together in a relationship. That was real, genuine love. She really did love you. Okay, for that time y'all was married, that was real, genuine love. She really did love you. But as soon as it's over, you guys gotta understand the opposite of love is hate. The opposite of love is hate. It's not indifference. The opposite of liking someone is indifference. The opposite of love is hate. So as soon as you break up with her, that's why I call it the Jekyll Hyde effect. The hate's gonna come out. That green-eyed monster is gonna come out, and she's gonna at that point start to resent you, which is gonna turn into jealousy and envy, which could be even worse than hate. And the thing that I need you guys to understand is, because I'm not saying it's like this is a bad thing. A woman's design, right? Once you penetrate her to already pretty much be in love with you. Now, women are going to tell you, I can sleep with guys and I don't catch feelings. I mean, can some of them do it? Sure. But it's very few. The vast majority of them got feelings for you and they just not going to tell you. And the thing is, most women lack emotional control. Not all, of course, but a lot of women lack emotional control. That's where the chaos comes from. So they love you. They're all in, right? They'll do anything for you. They'll jump off a bridge for you. They'll jump off this balcony for you face first. Like, I love him. Like, you got to understand, it's going to be an intense love, especially if you're young. See, most of the older people who watch, they know what I'm talking about. They done already been through the Jekyll and Hyde situation. They done already seen how fast that can flip. But a lot of you young dudes, you never had a woman go that deep with you, right? You don't understand. You think, man, this woman will do anything. You know what I'm saying? She'll lick my foot if I tell her to lick my foot. Yeah, while you're her boyfriend. Yeah, while you're her husband. But you also got to understand that if you break up with her, if you divorce her, now she'll stab you in that same foot. And some dudes, their ego gets involved, because what happens to dudes a lot is, and this is why I tell you, when you break up with a woman, you kind of have to distance yourself from her, assuming you don't have any kids or anything like that. But even in that situation, I say it should be a business partnership, because what happens a lot of times is dudes get the fact that they can still smash, right? Or that they can still stir up emotion, confused with the fact that this woman still has love for them. And that can cause you problems, because a lot of the times what happens is you guys don't understand from a female's perspective. If she sees you starting to move on and be happy, right, she'll start messing with you or start talking to you or rekindle your feelings just to blow up the situation you're building with the other girl. And then she'll flip on you again and go back to hating you once the other girl's gone. Some women act like they like you and they mess with you and they back on it with you just so they could trap you with a baby that they never had. Some girls that act like they still mess with you and they love you and they're still with you and they'll still let you do whatever the case just to get close enough to you to mess up your life. So you got to understand, women are vindictive and they're smart, but they play emotional games. You cannot win on an emotional playground. This is why when you're done, you have to just go. But you got to realize women do not love you. They love the situation. They love the feeling that you're giving them, the situation you're putting them in, the experiences that you're having with them, the trips that you're taking them on, the family that y'all building together, the idea of the family that you could build together, the fact that you're her husband, the fact that y'all live together, the fact that y'all have a house. They love everything around you. But the minute you take any of that away, or that feeling changes, or the situation changes, that love can be gone in an instant. Because women are like water, okay? One time the tide's calm, it's just flowing, and then something disrupts it, right? It gets real windy, or there's a thunderstorm, or a rock, a huge boulder falls into the ocean, or some type of tidal wave forms, right? And all of a sudden now it becomes the most destructive force. Because water is the source of life, right? You need water to survive, but water also can be one of the most destructive forces on the planet. If you believe in God, water is one of the ways that the earth was destroyed one time. It was by water. The only other way was by fire, but it was by water. Water wiped out the whole land, flooded the planet. So yeah, you can have calm waves, right? And she could be feeding into you, feeding into your ideas, supporting you emotionally, being right there, being your backbone, right? But like I said, those tides change. All of a sudden the wind blows a different direction. A storm forms overhead. A boulder or a volcanic ash goes into that ocean and is capable of anything. Now you have a tsunami. Now you have a tidal wave. So you just got to be aware of that as a man. And this is why I tell you guys to keep females as friends, okay? And don't sleep with them. Because, again, going back to what I was saying before, it's not their fault. That's the way women are designed. When they love, they do love hard. They'll do anything for you. I repeat, they'll do anything for you. And when a woman loves you as a friend, it's kind of hard to mess that up. Just because of how men are as friends, it's kind of hard to really mess that up. Like y'all hanging out, y'all chilling, men are loyal to your friends, they're going to be good, right? So they're always going to be supportive of you. They're always going to have your back. They'll always bend over backwards for you. Like I said, it's the same thing with family, right? They will always have your back. They'll always bend over backwards for you. It's really in a relationship context. You cannot trust that love. That love is temporary. I repeat, that love is temporary. Unless you're going to keep watering into that love and pouring into that love and feeding into that love and nurturing that love, and you in it for the long haul, it can be gone at any time. It can be gone at any time. And sometimes it's not going to be your fault. Sometimes she might change up. Sometimes she might see a better option. Sometimes she might decide she wants the monkey branch. Sometimes she might bait and switch you. You never really know. But this is why I always advise for men. I'm like, it's better for us to have love for a woman, but not be in love with a woman. Because what also happens is you have situations like the IG model, the Dana lady, who was married to the military man, and they were in the process of getting a divorce. They didn't actually get divorced, but they were in the process of getting a divorce. And guess what? He ended up stabbing her to death. Why did he stab her to death? Because she was pregnant by somebody else, but y'all weren't together. But the problem is, see, men aren't used to falling in love. You guys got to understand that. Men aren't used to falling in love. Women, a lot of the times, women are going to fall in love like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times before they even turn 30. If a woman, a lot of women, they go through boyfriends like left and right, right? And I'm not even saying they're sleeping with all of them, but women go through boyfriends left and right. Not all, but most, right? They'll have like 10 to 20 boyfriends by the time they hit 30. By the time they get to college, they done already had 6 to 10 boyfriends. I guarantee you, they done told more than half of those boyfriends that they love them. They done told more than half. If she had 10 boyfriends, she told 7 she loved them. If she had 6 boyfriends, she told 4 she loved them. And she meant it. That's the crazy part. I need you guys to understand that. She meant it. When she said, yo, I love you, yo, she loved him. But at the end of the day, you guys have to understand, once the situation changed, once he changed up or she changed up, or like I said, the circumstances changed, that love often turns to hate. How often do you ask a woman about her ex and she has good things to say? I repeat, how often do you ask a woman about her ex and she has good things to say? Very rarely to never. He's always a piece of crap. He's always this, he's always that. It's always a bunch of negative stuff. Most women don't even have the emotional maturity to just say, hey man, we just had to move on. It just didn't work out. They won't say that. So again, and this is why I say move on completely from your ex. You think that this woman won't stab you in the back? You think that this woman won't sit and play coy and then wait for the perfect situation to mess things up for you? She absolutely 100% will. But see, with men, we don't fall in love that much. Most men don't have that many actual girlfriends. We might have like people we dated, people we messed around with, but actual girlfriends, especially ones that we said we could love, men don't fall in love that much. At 31 years old, I can honestly say I've loved 2 women in my entire life. And one, the first one, I'm not really sure it was actually love because it was kind of a puppy love, but just looking back at it where I was in that space at that time, I go ahead and say I loved her in the way I knew how. But 2, in my whole life, I'm 31. It ain't gonna be too many 2 women who can say, honest to God, they only love 2 men by the time they're my age. I need you guys to understand that, right? But I've only loved 2 women. So what happens is men love really hard. Like that military guy loved Dana really hard. And when he falls in that type of love, they don't know how to break away. And that's why this video is important. And you guys got to understand, women never really love you. They love the situation. It's important because if you think she really loves you, when that change up happens, like it happened in that situation, all of a sudden she's doing things that she's not supposed to be doing. She got an OnlyFans. She online. She more concerned with the internet. She talking to other guys. And you go, okay, I'm going to divorce you. He was thinking they was going to get back. He thought he was Jay-Z. He like, okay, I was just out here messing around, but I'm going to get back. But she like, nah, I'm not getting back with you. I'm really ready to move on. I'm good. We can split this money up and I'm good. And it didn't really become real to him until she came back when she was pregnant with that other baby. Once she came back and she was pregnant with that other baby, that's when it became real to him. And he like, yo, damn, this is serious. And he snapped out, lost his mind, stabbed her up. And these things happen all the time because men aren't used to being in love. The emotional playground is not our area of expertise. We don't really know how to deal with that. As men, we don't really know how to deal with that. It's new to us. So when we fall hard. We think it's going to be forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. We think it's like Outkast. We think it's Miss Jackson. I am for real. We don't know that they do this all the time. Women already know how to get over heartbreak. They make songs about it all the time. I'm just going to drive. Just me, myself, and I. That's how we get over heartbreak. They used to this. They got songs for it. They got therapy. They can talk to their girls, talk themselves out of it. They know how to do it. Men, we don't often get heartbroken because we don't even fall in love most of the time. We just be trying to smash. So you fall in love, you get heartbroken, you don't know what to do. You thinking that's going to be some slow pace. She move on, you snap out. You like, you poke her up, you kill her. Now your whole life is ruined. Now you done took away somebody's daughter, somebody's mother, somebody's sister. Now you're going into jail. Your family don't have you no more. Your friends can't see you anymore. Your job doesn't have you anymore, whatever the case may be. So I need you guys to understand that. Women, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like I said, for the time being, when you are actually with them, they do love you. They love you to death. But do they love you long term? Is this a love that's going to last? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you got to understand that as a man because it'll keep you out of bad situations. It's just something you got to accept about it. So again, I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm just saying this so you fellas realize that. You need to have love for your women, okay? But never be in love with your woman so that way you don't end up like the dude at the military base who started the woman up. Let her be in love. That's what she do. That's her emotional, that's her job. She's the woman. She's supposed to be in love. She's supposed to be the nurturer and the carer. Let her have that. You just have love for her. So that way, if anything ever does change up, whether it be on your part or her part or a situation or whatever, you're prepared to move on and you're able to move on. You're not attached out here causing toxic situations or potentially killing people. So I just wanted to break that message down to you guys because it's really important that y'all understand that. Like I said, a lot of the older heads, they're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. But you younger cats who might have never got a woman there before, y'all don't really understand or y'all think it's a game. It's not a game. Once a woman says she loves you, you can't mess around with that. If it's over, you got to get out of there. I repeat, if it's over, you got to get out of there. But that's my message on this one. I am Alex and I am out. Peace.